In Massachusetts, a whirlwind of political debate has been stirred up by the Democrats' decision to refuse a proposal to put homeless veterans before migrants in the state's overburdened emergency family shelter system. This dispute took place last Friday when Democrats counteracted a Republican initiative to decrease migrant access to these shelters. The timing was significant, coming just a day after they put forward a supplementary budget to Governor Maura Healey, introducing a maximum limit of 9 months for shelter stays. Representative Frost, a Republican from Auburn, passionately advocated for the amendment, arguing for the focus to be on those who've been in Massachusetts longer, as opposed to families who've just arrived. Despite his fervent appeal, the amendments were rejected in a vote. Meanwhile, reports emerged of families from the shelter's waiting list resorting to sleeping at Logan Airport, a crisis lawmakers were trying to prevent by infusing more funds into the system and launching new overflow sites. The Democrats, however, did not ignore the housing problem altogether. They approved an amendment consolidating over $8 million for housing and environmental investments. A notable rejection was made on a $175 million withdrawal from the Transitional Escrow Fund intended to alleviate the shelter crisis. Representative Gerard Cassidy dismissed the Republicans' proposal as a political maneuver rather than a veterans bill. He assured that a veterans bill was in the pipeline for May, intended to address program extensions and benefits. The Democrats' rejection has sparked criticism, particularly focusing on the treatment of veterans and residents in Massachusetts, while the Democrats stood firm on their belief in equality and inclusivity, vowing not to leave any family homeless. To sum it up, this political spat in Massachusetts has highlighted the urgent issues of homelessness, migrant rights, and veterans treatment. The complexities become all too apparent when attempting to manage an overcrowded shelter system in a state so deeply affected by homelessness. As we delve deeper into the Massachusetts political storm, it's clear that this issue is far from black and white. The Democrats argue for equality and inclusivity, emphasizing the importance of providing shelter to all families, regardless of their residency status. They also point to their additional funding for housing and environmental investments as evidence of their commitment to addressing the state's homelessness crisis. On the other side, the Republicans argue for prioritizing longtime residents and veterans, who they believe have been overlooked in the state's emergency family shelter system. They also criticize the Democrats for rejecting a substantial withdrawal from the Transitional Escrow Fund, which they believe could have been used to alleviate the shelter crisis. This political divide reflects a broader debate about the role of government in addressing complex social issues like homelessness. Should the government prioritize certain groups over others, or should everyone have equal access to resources? Regardless of where you stand on this issue, one thing is clear: the state of Massachusetts is grappling with a serious homelessness crisis. While there may be disagreement on how to solve this problem, all parties agree that action needs to be taken. As this story unfolds, we'll keep you updated on any new developments. Stay tuned for more in-depth coverage of political storms across the nation. And remember, if you want to stay informed about the latest news and analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for top news daily.